I looked at myself in the bronze mirror once more, stroking the blonde wig that hid my dark natural hair. The neckline of the white dress, more daring than I would have ever worn as Messalina, now fell over my shoulders as if it belonged to someone else. But that was the intention. Licysca, the she-wolf, was to be someone else. No one was to recognize me as the woman who held power in the halls of the Palatine. Now, in the role of a courtesan in Sabura's brothel, I sought answers. Answers about the medallion of time, the object that had trapped me in this existence. For a moment, my reflection confused me. The Licysca staring back at me reminded me all too much of Valeria, the woman I once was, the woman who now seemed like a shadow in my memory. How far was I willing to go to unravel the secrets of the medallion? That question haunted me like an echo as I crossed the entrance to the brothel, my dress billowing lightly over my legs. The atmosphere inside the brothel was stifling, filled with laughter, wine, and desire. The walls, decorated with faded frescoes, told tales of forbidden pleasures. The clients, some drunk, some dangerously sober, stared at me as I passed through them. Licysca had to be irresistible, and I was determined to play that role. Sweet souls lost in the night. I am Licysca, and I wonder if you have already felt the irresistible desire to stay here with me. If my stories have captivated you and my voice has whispered secrets from ancient times, I invite you to follow this channel and activate the bell. This way, you will not miss any of our meetings. But if you really want to win my heart and be part of this eternal journey, you can leave your offering on PayPal or Patreon. You will find the links in the description. After all, generous souls are always rewarded. My first stop was a table in the back, where the fat, sweaty merchant was already waiting for me with a lascivious smile. I approached the merchant with a deliberate gait, letting my hips set the pace under the flickering light of the oil lamps. I knew what he was looking for, information. But I also knew what he wanted, and I was willing to play to his desires, to whatever extent necessary, to get what I needed. He stood in his usual corner, a glass of wine in one hand and the other resting on his prominent belly. His thick laugh echoed as he spoke to the men around him, but his attention shifted to me as soon as I approached.
Well, well, look who's come to see me. The she-wolf's out hunting, eh? Come here, Licysca, let me admire you up close.
I sat down beside him without hesitation, letting the fabric of my robe slide slightly over my thighs, exposing more skin than he expected. His gaze dropped immediately, and I smiled to myself. What if the wolf doesn't come to hunt, but to trade? His laugh was loud and vulgar, and he placed his heavy hand squarely on my thigh, squeezing with a familiarity that I would have slapped away if I hadn't needed what he knew.
Trade, you say? I'd say you already have something to offer, Licysca, and in return, what do you want from me, huh?
I want information. I've heard that merchants like you deal in things more interesting than spices and scrolls. Ancient, powerful things. They say you have access to secrets that could change the fate of whoever possesses them.
So the wolf wants secrets. Well, that comes at a price, darling. But tell me first, what exactly is it you're after?
A locket. Round, with a deep blue gem in the center and ancient symbols engraved around it. I know you know something about it.
That's a dangerous game, Licysca. You know what they say about that medallion. That whoever possesses it is cursed. Are you sure you want to get involved in that?
I'm confident, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get what I need.
Anything you say. Maybe we can come to an agreement then. But I want more than just pretty words. Wolf, I want to feel that you mean business.
What makes you think I'm not serious?
Because you haven't proven anything to me yet. If you really want what you know I have, you're going to have to convince me. And I'm not easy to impress, darling.
Impressing you will be the easy part. The question is whether you have what I need, or if you're just as full of empty words as the cheap wine you drink.
Ha ha ha, you are a dangerous wolf, Licysca, but maybe that's just what I need tonight. Let's talk, and see what secrets we can share.
I knew I was playing with fire, but as long as he talked, as long as he gave me the information I sought, any humiliation or sacrifice would be worth it. After all, the medallion of time was within my reach, and Licysca, with all her audacity and lack of morals, was my best weapon to obtain it. I sat unceremoniously on his lap, meeting his intent gaze as my hand slid across the table, cupping a glass of wine as if this conversation was just another game in my evening. The merchant, smelling of spices and sweat, let out a pleased grunt as he felt the weight of my body on his.
You know, Licysca, wolves like you always know what they want, and they also know what they have to give to get it.
You may think all she-wolves are the same, but I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here for a deal, and I hope you're smart enough not to waste it.
A deal, you say? And what kind of deal could you offer me, Licysca? I already have what I want right here.
What you have here is a distraction. What I'm offering you is something more valuable, a chance to share a secret that could be worth more than all the gold in your belt. The merchant laughed heartily, slamming his free palm on the table as his fingers moved further up my leg, with a lack of subtlety that would have been insulting if he didn't need it so badly.
Wow, you speak with confidence, she-wolf, but secrets don't come cheap, and neither do men like me. If you want what I know about that medallion, you're going to have to convince me that you're worthy of knowing it.
And tell me, how do you convince a man like you? I'm sure you don't lack imagination.
Oh, Licysca, I like a woman who knows how to play. So, perhaps, we could start with something simple, like a special toast, just you and me, in one of the rooms upstairs. And then, if you can prove to me that you can be as convincing in private as you are here, then we could talk about that medallion.
Is that all you have to offer? I thought merchants were known for their cunning. Or are you no longer capable of handling complicated deals?
Don't provoke me, Licysca. You're good, I'll admit, but I know exactly what you're after, and I know what I want in return. If you want information about that medallion, you'll have to be more than a playful wolf. I want you to be my wolf, if only for tonight.
His words were rude, his tone vulgar, and yet in his brazenness lay the key to getting what he was after. I looked him straight in the eyes, allowing my smile to twist into something more defiant. Your wolf? That depends on how much you're willing to offer me, merchant. Because I'm not cheap, nor easy to tame.
I'll give you more than you could handle, precious. But first, I want to see you earn it. If you truly desire what I know about that medallion, then show me that you're willing to do whatever it takes. Surprise me, Licysca. Make me believe that you're not like the others.
You'll be surprised, merchant, but when you are, make sure you have the answers I seek, because if not, you'll regret ever playing with a wolf like me. What came next was a verbal dance laden with innuendo and promise, a game of power and desire in which we were both willing participants. I knew I was crossing lines Valeria would have considered unthinkable, but here, in this world, as Licysca, those lines were my only tool to get what I wanted. The merchant smiled, showing his yellow teeth in a satisfied gesture. His eyes shone with a mixture of triumph and lust, convinced that he had the upper hand in this game. But I knew something he didn't. While he saw Licysca, the wolf that could be tamed, I was still Messalina, a master in the art of manipulation. Or rather, Valeria, a woman trapped in a foreign body, willing to do anything to discover the secret of the medallion that hung hidden beneath my tunic.
So, darling, what do you say? Shall we go upstairs to the room? I promise it will be an experience you'll remember.
And what guarantee do I have that I will receive what I seek? I am not a she-wolf who wastes time with empty words.
I keep my promises, Licysca, but first, you'll have to prove to me that you're worthy of the knowledge I possess, because, my dear, the secrets of the medallion are not for everyone.
So tell me something that will convince me that you are not a charlatan, something that will make me trust that you are not making up stories to get me into that room.
That medallion you're carrying around, it's not the first I've seen. I've dealt with men who would give their lives for one, and they all shared one thing, a deep fear of the power it contains. Do you want to know why? Because it opens doors that should remain closed.
His revelation startled me, though I tried not to show it. Were there others like this? What doors did he mention? Curiosity and fear intertwined in my mind, but I couldn't let him know. Instead, I laughed softly, leaning into him. Interesting, maybe there's some truth in what you say. But you still haven't convinced me. How about this, traitor? If you want me to go up with you, tell me something more concrete. A clue, a detail. Give me something that justifies my time and yours.
Fine. I'll tell you this. There is one place where you might find the answers you seek. But it's not here, and getting to it won't be easy. If you truly want to know how to use that medallion, you'll have to seek out the Temple of Mithras followers beneath the city. But I warn you, Licysca, it's not a path for the weak. Now, darling, let's go upstairs. Because if you want more details, you'll have to earn them.
Okay, traitor. Let's play it your way. As we rose from the table, I felt a mix of anticipation and revulsion. I knew I was crossing lines, betraying my morality in the name of a greater purpose. But I also knew that each step was taking me closer to the truth of the medallion and, perhaps, a way back to my time, to my life. For now, Licysca must continue to play her part, no matter the cost.